So everybody share this with everybody you know, because this is absolute bullshit, and it needs to go out there, and this place needs to be totally dismantled. And that's what we're hoping for. I wasn't sure what the fuck happened, but there was like an error or something. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're back now. So, um, there was something wrong with the resolution or something. So basically, I wanted to, discuss, as you can see, this shit right here. Um, it's kind of like when he says, "Is this the way I left the equalizer?" It's not some toy for you and your friends just to play around with. We know that Billy Mitchell is a corrupt liar. He is a good person as far as a regular, ordinary person goes, but as a person that is part of the Hall of Fame, number one is corruption and collusion. He's been in Walter's pants for years, and Walter's been in his pants. They've been, together since day one. They've scammed people out of money. They've scammed people out of fame, glory, everything, you name it. The problem with the Hall of Fame was the first year of inductees were people that got on their hands and knees for Walter and Billy, carried boxes for them and whatnot, and did nothing but garbage accomplishments. And when I say garbage accomplishments, I'm not talking about me playing Home Alone on the Nintendo. I'm talking about people like Brian Cady, who's a nobody in gaming, who did 97,000 points on a lousy game of extreme settings of Tempest. Not only is he on the board of directors and board of the Hall of Fame, but he's also in the Hall of Fame as a Hall of Famer. How the fuck do you put somebody in the Hall of Fame that's not even somebody that's done something in gaming? Do you realize if you look at the whole entire thing, and forget about inducting me, I've been nominated now 2 years in a row by other people, including Robert Merzick, who was supposed to be part of this podcast tonight, but has decided to do it alone because I just had enough of the bullshit. International Video Game Hall of Fame out of Ottumwa, Iowa should be burned and dismantled to the ground. And when I say burned, that doesn't mean I'm saying somebody should go arson it so now Walter could be like, "Oh, did you hear what he said?" No. Burned to the ground, for you little liberals out there, means should be dismantled, destroyed, legally. Get rid of it. Throw it in the garbage can because everybody on there is an absolute joke. And let's just go through the list. Aside of John McAllister, who is a great gamer, great arcade player, blah, 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 the fucking problem is you have Billy Mitchell inducted into the Hall of Fame. First year, handpicked by Walter Day, is also on the board. You had Grace Snoke that was running. And where the fuck is the senator, Mary Gaskell, or whatever the fuck her name is? I've never been able to get a phone call from her. She never returns my phone calls. She never returned my emails. She never returned my Facebook concerns. I had told her a bunch of times that this was ridiculous. It's not even about me being in the Hall of Fame. We already know I'm more than deserving in the Hall of Fame. Thank you, by the way, whoever you are. We know I'm more than deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. We know I've done more accomplishments than the whole entire list of all 3 years of inductees combined. We know that. That's not even the question. Here's the problem. They're inducting people because of favoritism, okay? You've got a whole bunch of Xbox creators in there the first year. Nolan Bushnell, okay, maybe. Founder of Atari, right? John McAllister, great arcade player, great gamer, Very deserving. I don't know about first year, but definitely deserving. Todd Rogers, found to be a scammer, not a real true player, a liar, a cheater, exposed. Why isn't he not being removed from the Hall of Fame? And I'm going to get to that here in a minute. It's funny I get nominated for the Walter Day Lifetime Achievement Award, and the world will be so much better when Walter Day is gone off the face of this earth. He's an evil man. He is the opposite of Moses and God and Jesus. He is evil, and evil must see itself. And when it sees itself, you know what happens. It self-destructs. Kind of like, right away, Chief, I'm always on duty. Oh, I always hate when I put up with him. Anyways, the fucking problem is here. Here is what it is. Number one, you got a bunch of people on the board that are all everybody in bed with each other. It's disgusting. Now you got Todd fucking Friedman, brown-nosing Walter and Billy Mitchell, okay? All of a sudden, 17 of you lowlives got hush money or were promised hush money from Walter and Billy to shut your mouths about the Hall of Fame. And all of a sudden, this magical code of ethics that was never out there before suddenly appeared on the website a week ago or 2 weeks ago when Robert Merzick nominated me for the second year in a row for the very much deserving Walter Day Lifetime Achievement Award, which it shouldn't even be fucking called that. I don't care if I get the award. We know that I'm more than worthy. I'll go out and make my own trophy. I'll go out and make my own plaque and my own Hall of Fame. I mean, people should be making their own Hall of Fames. Ivghof is a sham. Number one, Ivghof, the name was created by Josh Houselander. It has nothing to do with Ottumwa, Iowa. They are not a nonprofit organization because they beg for donations. And they say if you don't donate or don't show up, you're never going to get into the Hall of Fame. They want you to come to the event. They want you to pay. They want you to donate articles. Anything you can do to help them. Carry boxes or whatever. I mean, as you can see, Walter Day puts everybody on a fucking card. I mean, the cards are worthless. The cards are worthless because Walter Day puts everybody on a fucking card. You know what I mean? And I'm not angry, and I don't want to hear, well, he must be angry because he's saying he's not angry. No, let me explain what it is. I'm angry because of how they do things. It's not about Rudy J. Ferretti being in the Hall of Fame, being Council Player of the Century. It's not about that at all. Forget me. What about the real gamers also besides myself that are not getting inducted because they don't brown nose Walter and Billy? Billy has been caught with legal scandals. So is Walter. Todd as well. Now, what about this? Ken House, a person who has legal troubles with his ex-wife, girlfriend, stepson, serious legal issues, including threatening to kill himself on several occasions, also on social media, with razor blades around his neck. I've seen the pictures, by the way. They're not fake and they're not photoshopped. Wouldn't that violate a code of ethics? That so-called, whatever the fuck his name is, oh my god, I don't even know his goddamn name. What was his name? Todd whatever. Not Todd Rogers. Todd Friedman. Who's Todd Friedman? What has Todd Friedman ever done? Why is he even part of the Hall of Fame board? Once again, that's also a conflict of interest. Walter Day should not be on the board. It's a conflict of interest. I don't want to hear he created Twin Galaxies and all this shit. That's the other thing. His name should have been removed. His face should have been removed from the certificates that Walter and his booty buddy, Data God, did. And of course, the money that was involved exchanged for him to have power of Twin Galaxies. That's why I was banned in the first place. I didn't do anything wrong. I came back. I did everything right. I did everything by the book. The reason I got banned was because there was a third-party message to him about his garbage mother that never should have given what to him, and he got upset about it, and he reported it, and I got banned. And then I called friggin' Jace to ask him why the fuck I got banned. It didn't matter, and I had scores removed because of shit like that, and I didn't care about that either, I'm glad scores were removed. Honestly, I'm telling Twin Galaxies right now, take all of my scores down off the website. You don't own the scores. You don't own the games. It doesn't matter. You never gave me the proper recognition. Take them down, please. Take my name off of Twin Galaxies. Take it off of ill Twin Galaxies. My work is my work. It has nothing to do with Twin Galaxies anyway. You know what I mean? Here's the problem. I don't care if I ever get the Lifetime Achievement Award. I don't care if I get inducted into this garbage Hall of Fame. Here's the problem. It's the principle. And the principle is you inducted a bunch of hand-picked people, a bunch of nobodies. Paul Dean, what has he ever done? Where's the proof of that Spy Hunter score? Paul Dean is the person basically of a friggin' beer/big belly that likes to go around and bum people off for food. He does it all the time, right out of California. Goes to Eric Tesler's house and everybody else. He doesn't game. All he likes to do is hear drama, and then he makes false reports. Another person, which I don't even believe even did the Spy Hunter score, and even if he did, so what? He does one fucking game? That means he's a Hall of Famer? Why? Because it's a top 10? I've done more top 10 scores than anybody in fucking all Twin Galaxies combined. I have more perfect scores. I looped a game 29 times on a single life of multiple boards. I've done it all. Mm-hmm. I may have to check on my shepherd's pie here in a few minutes. That doesn't mean I'm going away, though. So let's take a look. You got Billy Mitchell, who's been caught for cheating. That's a violation of Code of Ethics. Ryan McDonald, okay, why is he in the Hall of Fame? How much did he pay to get in? Ooh, I rolled every joust machine in the country. Yes, because I'm a rich boy who probably was handed his funds anyway. So he goes around all the United States rolling joust machines. Meanwhile, he doesn't hold the world record because he's not good enough at the game. Wow, he rolled the machine. So does that mean if I fucking go and roll or max out every game I ever played on everybody's Nintendo in the United States, that means I should go into the Hall of Fame? He had to have the money for the travel, for the expenses. So basically, he bought his way into the Hall of Fame. Once again, the reason he's in is because Walter handpicked him because he kisses Walter's ass and everybody else's ass in gaming. Okay? Not worthy. There's so many people in there. Jonathan Wendell Fatality. I don't care what he did in PC gaming. That doesn't mean you go into the Hall of Fame. There's another guy that was inducted first year. I mean, seriously, the list goes on and on. And I'm going to look at the list while I'm talking to you, and I really don't care. I don't care that I have to open up more screens and everything else, and I have to read stuff. It doesn't matter. That's part of this podcast. That's part of the reason. It's really a shame, like I said, that RTM didn't show up. I feel like he cowered out of this whole thing. At first, he thought I was bashing good people, but whatever. Robert, is up and down with his mood swings and stuff. He's my friend, but he's got problems too. We all have problems. Nobody's perfect. Here's the problem. Okay, let's take a look here. Kotaku. This is where it's the most accurate because the fucking Hall of Fame itself didn't do the list properly for the first year because they don't know how to do anything. Their fucking bios are still down. They don't get back to people because they're all unprofessional. And then they want you to butt buddy and bend over and get on your hands and knees now with this new code of ethics if they don't accept you, and you got to go before the board to beg, please, please, please put me in the Hall of Fame, like you're begging the fucking Tony Soprano not to kill you. I mean, come on. Eric Aikson, okay, not a good ref. First year into the Hall of Fame because of Turbo Pac-Man. Was just asked to sign the Code of Ethics and basically told Walter and company to fucking bend over and fuck off and bend and flush. Because Eric Aikson basically said straight up that I'm not signing this Code of Ethics. So is he going to be removed from the Hall of Fame? Lord knows he shouldn't have been in there anyway. They put him in for Turbo Pac-Man, a fucking hacked version of Pac-Man. All because he carried boxes and he kissed Walter's ass. Okay? Here's the next person we're going to talk about. Rob Barrett. Not saying he's not a good gamer. Tutankhamun champion. Why is that Hall of Fame worthy? Because of one game. Brian Cady, Tempest, 97,000. Speaks for itself on the board. Should not be in the Hall of Fame. Paul Dean, same thing. One game. Ben Falls. Ben, you're a good friend of mine. You're a funny guy. You're a Moon Patrol champion, former Donkey Kong, whatever. You're not Hall of Fame worthy because you did a bunch of good games. I'm not bashing you. You're my friend. But come on, dude. You're a Hall of Famer? First year? Who's Dennis Fresh Frog, legendary PC gaming champion that won $16,000 one time, so that means you're a Hall of Famer? What did you do for Walter? Go on a card for him? Bend over, get on your hands and knees, perhaps carry some boxes for him? Ben Gold, That's Incredible. He was on the one That's Incredible show, never done another fucking thing in his life, but because he brown noses and kisses ass, he's in the Hall of Fame. So you put a guy that won one little show against 2 or 3 other people, and that makes him a legendary gamer? He's never done gaming in his life otherwise before or afterwards. I call. Okay, so he's a past Donkey Kong champion. This is to promote the King of Kong. Give me a second. I need to get some more water. So because they wanted to promote the ill King of Kong, which obviously Tim Zerbe got fucked out of zillions of dollars or whatever the money was made from the King of Kong. So they put Ike Hall in there only because he's a past Donkey Kong champion. Then you put ill Ken House in there because he's a Dig Dug champion. Mind you, He violates the code of ethics and does not follow the rules of law outside of gaming. He's threatened to beat me up. He's hurt other people. I'm not saying he can't be a nice guy sometimes. We had some fun in 2012 when I met him, but then he was a total dick towards me and then bashed me and other gamers as usual. Okay, Andrew Laidlaw, nice guy, Galga world champion. Doesn't mean you go into the Hall of Fame. Here's one of the biggest fucking jokes in all of history of gaming. Fucking Bluto 2, worse than Rick Carter. Fucking Bluto in itself. Chris Mansfield. I mean, you couldn't even fucking walk if your life depended on it. He charted fucking Kicker at FunSpot back in 2007-08. And because of Kicker, fucking Walter handpicked him because he kissed his ass and he's part of, fucking Mark Alpigger's site, so he put him into the Hall of Fame. John McAllister, I already spoke about, no reason to. Billy Mitchell, once again, cheater, liar, scam artist, fraud, and of course, took away from Tim Zerbe, not to mention, put into the Hall of Fame and is also on the board. Perry Rogers, decent gamer. Again, I don't know about first year being a Hall of Famer. Todd Rogers, once again, another handpicked liar, scam artist. Once again, all of these people, except the few that I mentioned, violated the code of ethics because they violated the rule of law. That's what it says on the code of ethics. Read the code of ethics on the Ivghof Hall of Fame. What's it going to do? Disappear now? Scott Safran, okay, Asteroids champion. Does that mean he goes into the Hall of Fame for one fucking game? Jonathan Wendell Fatality speaks for itself. Oh, here's one. Steve Wiebe was paid to go around the country thousands of dollars just to promote and push the King of Kong, which ruined all of classic gaming anyway. It was one of the worst things ever. So, Donkey Kong Jr. champion, really. First of all, he was caught using the double Donkey Kong board. He was never really a true Donkey Kong champion. He screwed Tim Zerbe out of fame and money and was picked up off the street. And I've seen him play many years before he got good. He was paid to go around to do nothing. He should not be in the Hall of Fame. He was also a cheater. That's a fact. Phil Younger, Berserk champion. Because he died, they put him in. Give me a break. Rest in peace, Phil. You were a friend of mine. I like you. Not saying you're not a great gamer. Ralph Baer, obviously well rendered. Nolan Bushnell. Okay, fine. Creator of Donkey Kong. Here we go. All because he's the creator of Donkey Kong. No, you're not a Hall of Famer, sir. The Namco founder. Maybe. Steve Ritchie, because he's a legendary game designer. Hey, I fucking produced 3 Atari 2600 games. I'm the only gamer and world champion gamer in history to do all that, including the max out scores and, of course, the marathons and everything else and having the most max outs. I mean, the list goes on. That's why I'm the greatest all-around gamer of all time. Kevin Bacchus, Xbox design team. How much wang did they suck to get in? Otto Burkus, another Xbox guy. Seamus Blackie, another Xbox. Ted Haas, Xbox. Why are Xbox design teams getting into the fucking Hall of Fame? Really? Games. Pac-Man. So, there you have it. The first year of inductees. Who the fuck are these people? Why are they in the Hall of Fame? Why doesn't the mayor get back to people? Why is Walter on the board? Why is Walter even still part of gaming? Why is Billy on the board? Why is Brian Cady on the board? And why are the two of them in the Hall of Fame? International Video Game Hall of Fame, which you should not even be called. If you're going to have an International Video Game Hall of Fame, number one, players with ethics and moral values need to be inducted. Also, why is Isaiah in the Hall of Fame? That guy's threatened to rob people. He has robbed people. He's stolen money from people. He's even gone on his live stream and said that's what people in Brooklyn do. Also, he's a thug. Everybody knows it. He's a typical friggin' lowlife. He's one of the many of the biggest problem in our country that caused the most crimes. It's not racist. It's a fact, and it's disgusting. And he ought to be ashamed of himself. He doesn't pay people back. He steals money. He's an e-beggar all over the place. Is that ethical? Is that not against the rule of law? So Walter, Billy, Brian Cady, Grace Snoke, Mary Glasgow, whoever the fuck you are, you guys are okay with inducting people into the Hall of Fame that go around robbing people, stealing from people, threatening to beat people up, follow people around at FunSpot because they wanted their record back. So instead of getting it back legitimately, threatened people. Andrew Gardigas, he threatened me too. I should have handled that in LA and put him out of his misery real quick for what he said to me. But I was a nice guy. I was an idiot. But people like him is why I carry everywhere I go. So I don't have to deal with people like him ever again if I'm walking in LA or I'm fucking walking outside my house. So I don't have to worry about being robbed or scammed or something like that. I think it's absolutely disgusting that Isaiah even walks the streets of this earth, let alone Jamaica, that anybody allows him to do what he does. Why he's not in jail, yanked from the Hall of Fame and taken all the money that he's taken from people over the years, why he's not been arrested. It's disgusting. He owes so many people money, it's not even funny. And he still continues to beg on his YouTube channel. And we all know he never did that Contra 3 score. I think I'm almost done here. I've pretty much said what I've had to say. They put Tim McVeigh in there who needs custom-made sweatpants. Okay, they put him in there because he was the first billion-point gamer. Well, I'm the first max of all number gamers. Okay, I took Garfield and maxed it out at the highest number ever. Who cares? Who cares? The only reason he got a billion points because it was the only game of its time that could go to a billion points. It wouldn't matter if tomorrow all my scores were gone. I still have done more accomplishments than the entire Hall of Fame combined. All of these people got in because they brown-nosed, bent over, got on their hands and knees, and took hush money from Walter and Billy for these codes of ethics. That's why when Joel was still alive, that was the stuff that was happening. So, Ivghof, get your act together. Otherwise, you should lose all your credentials. I hope the entire city of Iowa sees this, and I hope that the whole world sees this, and I hope nobody comes to that disgusting event that you want. You don't put the right people in. Nobody wants to deal with this. It's disgusting. I don't regret anything I've said during this podcast. You're all a bunch of scam artists. It needs to end. And the whole entire International Video Game Hall of Fame should be shut down and its doors closed forever. And Walter Day, you need to leave gaming and hopefully eventually leave this planet for good and be reborn again as a purity because you are an axis of evil. No, it's not my opinion. It's a fact. Look at what you've done to people. Look at what you've done to people. That's all I've got to say.